We're live. I'm trying to see if Katie's going to be first or not. Angela, number one.
And
Katie fails again. Josh.
So, hi guys. Thank you for tuning in for week 2.
Woo woo. Woo woo. Chef Rock Hawaii in the house. And you beat everybody. So proud of you. Chef, join in the chat.
Hey!
Heyo. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, my brother.
Excellent.
Let me
the
put the camera.
I'm rocking with the hidden Bluetooth behind the beard.
Oh, there you go. I thought it was just a big pimple.
What's that white thing in your ear?
What is that thing? Oh, that's the Q-tip.
Yeah, I broke it this morning. It never came out.
I gotta save them. I'm saving. So how's everybody doing?
Nicolette loves your shirt.
You like this? This
Big
is
fan.
my Hawaiian shirt. This is from Jam's World. Jam's World, small company in Hawaii. So they made all our shirts for the shows. Part of our deal was we mentioned their name, and now I got 50 of them.
There you go. Well, you mentioned them another time, so send us some. They could be the team uniform.
I was going to say, the official uniform. You know, they're great shirts. They're really comfortable and all that fun stuff.
Yep.
And you know, last time I went without a cocktail, and not this time. We'll see by the end of the dish we'll see by the end of the show if I drink the whole bottle.
Yeah, just remember, it's 4:30 there, and you still have to cook.
Where's Chef Rock? He's on the floor.
Exactly.
He dropped something, I think. Well, salute to you guys.
Salute. Here we go.
Salute. What are you drinking today, Dan?
It's another Rhode Island beer. I'm going with Revival. It's a Hip Hoot. They're based out of Cranston. But it's a tangerine blue ale aged in tequila barrels in honor of Cinco de Mayo.
Nice. Do you get a little hint of tequila in there?
It's smoky.
It's
pretty good.
It just comes off smoky?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, we had some beer that was aged in some old bourbon barrels.
Nice.
Oh,
that's what me and my dad every year. That's our Christmas beer. We age it in bourbon. We soak
nice.
And like let it soak that way.
Really?
Yep.
That's nice.
Christmas.
I like that. Every Christmas, even when you were
every year.
Every year. Well, that's a good thing because you got great parents.
For the people that joined, yes, the best. They're both watching. I can see them.
Hey guys.
So for the people that joined, just so everybody's aware, this is our second show. We did show number 1 last Wednesday. We were able to raise $210, and we had a high of 32 people on, but I think there was a total of 64 viewers last week's show.
Oh, nice.
So, just so everybody's aware, we're trying to raise
50 cents each.
Yeah, exactly.
Would that come to 50 cents each?
The people that donated were very generous.
I'm only joking. Hey, as long as you're watching, that's all we care about.
Exactly. Let's grow the following here. So for people
that and tell them why are we raising money? Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, as everybody knows, they can't escape it on the news. COVID-19 is rampaging through the country, and as that's happening, unfortunately, millions and millions of people have been forced into unemployment. One of the largest hit areas is definitely the hospitality. What did you just do? Nicolette's fooling around over here. One of the largest groups that's been hit is the hospitality industry across the country, but specifically we're trying to raise money for Rhode Island. That being said, Chef Rock is from Hawaii, and the main reason we chose Rhode Island is he got his start from Johnson & Wales, and I was born and raised here, went to college here, all that good stuff. I've been spending my lovely lockdown in Cumberland, Rhode Island. So as we move forward, we were just trying to figure out a way that we could be giving back to the community and help those in need.
It's a great cause. You know, as I said the first show, if we got some repeats, I'm sorry you got to hear it again. But I went to Johnson and Wales School of Culinary Arts. A lot of my friends are still at the school. You know, Steve Shipley, some other folks that work there.
Yep.
But a lot of the friends that I graduated with actually have restaurants there in town. And yeah, I feel real bad from the standpoint of what can we do to help outside of them opening up the state and everyone going back to restaurants. It's going to be a hard road. So I think you did a good thing, Dan and Nicolette, to open up the door there for people to at least make people aware how hard it is. So this is good. This is good.
Yep.
A good thing.
And a big shout out. We gave a shout out in the first episode, but I see her in the stream of chats this time. So huge shout out to Jamie. She's the one that put us in contact with the people running the foundation and fundraiser.
Thank you, Jamie.
What do you say?
As Dan says, you're good. You're good people. You're good people.
The goodest of people.
Hey, you okay over there? Are you ready to cook?
I'm ready.
Do you have any? Do you have any clue what it is? Do you have a clue?
Oh yeah, I think I got a good.
Don't guess. Okay, don't guess. Around. But you probably haven't made it. The first thing we have to do are the eggs. Remember?
Yep.
So you see a lot of cool ingredients.
Big pan.
So get that pan nice and hot.
Got it.
Not high heat, but like medium high. And when it's ready, we'll pour a little oil in, and we're gonna cook up those eggs. So while it's heating,
two scrambled, right?
Yeah, 2 scrambled. 3 if they're good friends. If that's, it's not a big deal. Yeah, what size eggs are those? Are they large or are they small? Oh, those look like large eggs. Yeah.
A couple large white eggs.
That's not bad. A couple large white eggs. Put them into a bowl. Give them a pre-whip.
Yep, scramble them up.
Yeah, you can do that while the pan is heating.
Bowls, Nicolette.
You forgot the bowl already, Dan.
Hey, it's not my kitchen.
What's the first
thing?
thing?
In the wrong kitchen here.
What's the first thing I taught you? Mise en place. Organize all your ingredients and equipment. That's okay.
To be fair, Rock, we called you at the beginning of this to check if you needed anything for this dish, and you said 1 spoon. We got the spoon.
You forgot the ingredient, but you gave us the shopping list. But you forgot the equipment.
I thought you guys would guess by now. No.
Episode 2? Come on.
You don't know me now? Sorry about that. My bust, mister. My bust.
We season in
so, Dan, work those
scrambling up.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to because we're going to have enough flavor in the dish. It will get lost seasoned in the eggs. I mean, you can, but it's not going to make a difference. So give them a good whip there, Dan.
Yep.
And then when that pan is hot, we're going to put a little oil in there. Make sure it coats the bottom so you can, get the eggs cooking without sticking too much.
Yep.
So the way to test is when you put the oil in, just put enough to coat the bottom. Drop a little bit of the egg in. And if it starts sizzling real quick, then the oil is ready.
Okay.
The pan?
Not in the pan yet. I was out in the oil.
Okay. Dan, you going to have a shot of the pan? No? Are you going to have a camera shot of the pan?
We have the other camera. Nicolette can handle that for now.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, show how you test it. You just drop a little bit of egg in there.
Yep. I dropped some in. It's not sizzling yet. One sec.
Okay. So, yeah, get it up to heat. So, yeah, the most important thing is, you could cook these eggs ahead of time. You can make it like an omelet and dice it up, or you could just scramble it right before. The other thing that you would have pre-cooked there is the rice, and other than that, just all raw ingredients.
We got plenty of that cooked up.
Yeah. And, of course, we remember this is for a good cause. Getting those hospitality workers some kind of money or...
Leave the stream.
That's right.
The stream, but when this ends, there's a nice link in the bio that you can go donate.
Or if
there you go.
The stream, go to the link in the bio if you can afford to.
There you go. So you can move that around, Dan. You can get them all scrambled.
Yep.
Any way you want. So let them cook a little bit, then you can move them. So because we don't want it, too
we want them fluffy,
broken down. You want some clumps in there, so you see it in the. That's why I usually make like an omelet and then dice it up. But you can do it that way.
You just wanted to watch me crack eggs under pressure. I get it.
And you did a great job, by the way. I mean, everyone should know Dan doesn't. You don't cook a lot, do you?
I do. I mean,
you do now?
When I'm in Boston, I cook nightly. Yeah, well, your experience.
That's because there's no one there to cook for you.
Well, yeah, and your experience for me was living on a food truck where we had maybe 30 minutes in our apartment each night.
Yeah, you know what? That was about it. 10 minutes to sleep.
You cooked for me a total. I don't even think you cooked for me 5 times because we were never there.
Probably not. I mean, the best meal though, we got the lobsters.
Yes.
And remember, we cooked them on a rainy day. Yeah.
One of the 2 days we had off that.
Big stuffed lobsters. So if those are done, then I can't tell. Yeah. I mean, you can. They're not done make yet. Sure they're cooked. And no. They still look a little loosey goosey. So let them cook up. You don't have to keep moving them. And then take them out and put them in a bowl or something. So because we're going to add those in later on. Just a bowl, anything you want.
You got it.
Hey, thanks everybody for showing up. You can ask questions too if you guys got any questions.
Yeah, now's the time.
Yeah. What's cool is that this is a kind of a recipe that it's like a kitchen sink recipe, as they call it, where we can throw anything we want in there and create a different type of a dish. And I like this dish because then you could use a lot of leftovers. If you got a little bit of carrot or a little bit of onion or, whatever you want.
Especially with the produce. This is usually my go-to for... I see there's a Hawaiian twist here, but usually my go-to for getting rid of veggies that are about... My go-to for getting rid of veggies that are about to go bad is making fried rice, and I feel like that's where we're going.
Right. Did somebody ask what I was drinking? I'll tell you right now. It's an Anthony Coster cab, and it's quite good. It's California wine, of course. Very tasty, full body, nice fruity flavor notes. Little bite on the tongue, but it's not too heavy. Today's it's a little bit hot.
Which winery did you say that was?
It is Anthony Coster.
Okay.
I
didn't know if it was if it was Wilson Creek. I was going to give him a shout out for you.
No, well, I have a bottle of coconut champagne in there. We'll save for show number 3. But this is a nice. It's got black fruit and some nice strong flavor notes in there. Nice. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my boys. Okay, so the pan, so it doesn't burn up. You still got it on the heat, right? So you can pour the oil in there. Pour some oil. Get a good dose.
Yep.
Do a good dose onto the bottom.
Yep.
And you have some chopped garlic there.
Yes, I do.
And the ginger.
Keep it. Yes, I do.
You can push them both in at the same time. Yeah, garlic in.
Garlic.
And what did you? Or you chop it?
What'd you say?
Did you chop the ginger or did you grate it?
I chopped it.
That's fine.
We minced the garlic.
Yeah, you're gonna need a little more oil in there, son.
I already put it live. It was coated. I think this pan's eating it up.
Yeah. Well, just put a little. Not a ton, but enough so I can hear some sizzling. You're only gonna go for about 30 seconds. Remember the rule? When it starts to turn light brown, it's ready, and then you got to throw your other ingredients in. If it gets too dark, garlic gets ruin the whole dish. So we're getting pretty close to 30 seconds on that. So what's next? We have the Portuguese sausage. Throw that right in there. That is pre-cooked, diced up. We just want to kind of put a little crisp on it. That looks good. Was it hard to find the Portuguese sausage?
No. I thought it was going to be more difficult. The hardest thing we talked earlier, but the hardest thing to find was pineapple. Fresh fruit is not an easy commodity.
Really?
I went to 2 different stores, and finding some that was actually ripe was very difficult.
Yeah, you know, I mean, as an alternative, you got to go with the can if they got, you know, they still got that.
Well, you put fresh, so we were going to get fresh rock.
Yeah, no, I mean, fresh makes a big difference. It doesn't have that soggy taste, you know, in the sugar water they soak it in. So that fresh, you get that nice acidity in here, and a little bit of a Hawaiian twist. So you get that Portuguese sausage. You know, we still got more things to cook, so it's already cooked.
Yep.
You just kind of browning it up a little bit. So you can move it around, give it a shake. And now we're going to add some other ingredients. The raw ingredient we have is the carrot. And if you cut those thin enough, if you throw those in there, they won't cook, but they'll still have a bite. Very good.
Oh, yeah.
Now, like I said, I mean, if you had onion you want to throw in there, or cauliflower, I mean, really anything you want will go in this dish. It's a good leftover dish to throw ingredients in there.
This is probably my go-to vegetarian dish. Obviously, without the sausage.
Right there.
Add all the vegetables you have. Just fry it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good dish. I made it a couple weeks ago, and I'll tell you, I ate it all week. I had it for breakfast with a couple eggs on it, and made it into a burrito for Cinco de Mayo.
So many ways.
So many ways to skin it. So that's good. So get the carrots moving. You don't have to like stack them. You can move it around. Move it around the pan.
Yep.
It's kind of sauteing
okay to go
right
to high
now.
Heat now, or should we still be?
Yeah, you can go out. You can go up a little higher. You can go up a little higher. Just make sure you know. And you can scrape the bottom of the pan a little bit too to give all those goodies ripped off the bottom. That's a concentrated flavor profile that's created by the sugars. Yeah, you're deglazing with the oil. So, you know, it's pulling up all those goodies that are on there, all the sugar from the carrots and the meat. And yummy. So next will be our ingredient that will probably tell everybody what the dish is. You know what it is, Dan, right?
That rice is going in there?
Yeah, the rice. The rice, my son.
Hell yes.
Hell yeah. So, Dan, do you think this is maybe be your new career, you think?
I think so. This is it.
Yeah?
Yep.
So you want to go with about 4 cups or 4 big scoops. You know, I mean, you don't want to overwhelm the pan. So one big, you know, a scoop per person is probably plenty, and that'll be enough for 4 people. You know, I mean, when I make rice or pasta, I always make like double or triple the amount.
Oh, rice?
Because then I have... Yeah, you don't know how much you're going to actually eat, right?
Rice, I always make too much.
Well, which is good, because now you have it for other things, like this particular dish. Or, you know, if you wanted to throw some into some soup. You know, I mean, over here, when we do a burrito, it's usually got some refried beans in there, and it's got rice.
Yep.
And you could add that tomato to that rice with some peppers, a little hot, and all of a sudden you got some Spanish rice. So there's some easier things that you can do. So you want to make sure you move that rice around, because it will stick to the bottom of the pan no matter what kind of rice. What type of rice did you end up going with, Dan?
Jasmine rice.
Jasmine works because I can see that it's nice and flaky.
Yep.
If you go with like a sushi rice, some of those rices are sweet rice. They're just too much starch in them. And all you're going to do is get it's going to stick to the bottom, and you're going to get a clump. So make sure you move that around so it doesn't stick. But you want to make sure that it gets nice and caramelized, so it gets that nice little bite to it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that looks good. That looks good. I got to turn my camera back on. Hold on. Oh. There you go. So keep moving that around. Now the rice is cooked, so kind of coating it with all these great flavors.
Yep.
That looks good, Dan. You're doing good. Let's add some other ingredients.
Okay.
Some other goodies. Probably go with the ingredients that, you know, you don't want to break up. So you have
peas.
The peas. Put the peas in, and the pineapple. Peas, pineapple.
Kimchi.
And you can throw the egg in.
Where's that list? Yep.
Well, you got egg left.
How about the kimchi?
The kimchi, do a pre-mix on that first, just to get those ingredients all mixed up. Just kind of pull from the bottom and tip it so it doesn't get pushed or crushed.
Yep.
And see if you can move your left arm because you're kind of blocking the shot there, my big boy. That a man.
Pan's hot. I don't want to move the whole pan around.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool.
I'm
so get all those ingredients. No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
Sorry.
So.
She has too many friends.
Nicola, you straighten him out. You straighten his ass out.
That's what you're here for, Rock. You're here to straighten
That's it.
Out.
That's it. No, you're doing good. Hold on. I got to do something busy here. Hold on.
Oh, gotta get that drink in.
It is so good. Today I actually had to turn the AC on because it's like 90 degrees here right now in San Diego. We're cooking. Yeah, it's hot. It's really hot and dry. There you go.
I'm drinking Smug's Chubby Unicorn, and if you haven't had
Very nice.
go get it.
Very nice. I don't know if my boys are on the horn, but my business partners in Trio TV, Arthur and Skip, if you guys are watching, hope you're getting hungry, brother. Yeah, I know the shirt. Isn't the shirt cool? People like the shirt. The shirt came with the yellow, the whole.
We should start doing some themed ones.
Yeah, you know what? We should. Next week, I'll come up with something that is, and I'll tell you, you have to wear a certain thing. Make it a little more fun. Okay, so we have all our ingredients in except for the kimchi and then some sauce. So when you found the kimchi, was it like filled to the top with the liquid?
Yes, but I drained it beforehand.
You did, good. And sometimes they put big leaves of cabbage in there, and you want to chop it up a little bit so you're not getting a big old
it was mostly
head of cabbage. Okay. Now, they do have different heats. I had one the other day. It was spicy. It was not overly hot, but it was nice and spicy. And you could usually tell it's got a lot more red in there because they put a chili paste in there. So which one did you get? Was it mild, or what did you end up getting?
I will show you in 1 second.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it's spicy. This is what I usually end up going to. It's just Korean style. It's got flakes on it.
Yeah, so it's nice and spicy. Plus that Portuguese sausage will have a little bit of a bite to it. Not too much, but a little bit of a bite. So if you add that kimchi into the dish, blend that together. You got the heat up there pretty good? Doesn't have to be on high.
Yeah, no, I'd actually.
There you go. Nice. So that kimchi is going to give it a unique, as we say, island flavor. In Hawaii, we cook with a lot of kimchi. Like in Hawaii, they have all different fusions. You know, I mean, they have a high percentage of Japanese people on the island, large percentage of Portuguese on the island, some Korean, and so there's a unique fusion of different flavors. And Chinese is becoming a rather nice destination for folks to come over from China. Mm-hmm. And quite a bit, in fact, to the point where some of the menus are changing with a little bit of a Chinese influence versus the Japanese influence, which are two different types of cooking. So it's really neat to see something like that happen. I can't wait for everything to open up and kind of get back to normal, where people can travel over there and try some of the great Hawaiian foods.
So,
so that's looking good.
Is the main reason you had me drain it just so the rice wouldn't get soggy while it's
frying? Soggy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need the liquid in there. I mean, that's like pickle juice. It's like in there to keep the brine going. Yep. It's a vinegar brine, so you don't want to really pour it in there.
Yep.
That's a good call. So now we're going to add those sauces near the end. You have a little bit of soy, and if you notice, we didn't put any salt in there or pepper.
No,
you don't really need it. Yeah, pour a little bit of soy in there. Mm-hmm. Okay. Seems like a lot of soy. How much you put in there?
How much you called for.
So that's good. That's good. Now put in a little bit of the hoisin.
Okay.
And then a little bit of the oyster. And those are concentrated flavors. So you only put a little bit. I think we call for what, a tablespoon?
Yeah, I was going to say.
And the oyster actually it's made from oysters. So it doesn't taste that fishy, but it has that kind of a Worcestershire kind of flavor profile because Worcestershire is made from anchovies. So if you don't like fish, don't put the oyster sauce in, right?
Skip the step.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it doesn't overpower the dish. These are combinations of flavors. So when they all blend together with the flavors that are in the pan, along with the soy and the hoisin, which is a sweeter flavored sauce, it's just a nice combo at the end. And you can turn the heat up if you want real quick just to kind of get that sauce to caramelize a little bit over the food, and then turn it off, and it's done. And you don't want to overcook it. Now, as we said, you could substitute anything you want in there, Dan. Like you said, you'd probably go all veggies, right?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have done it with chicken and stuff. This is just usually when it comes to produce, and I'm just trying to get rid of things before I go grocery shopping the next time. This is a easy dish to just throw every vegetable you have in it. Right.
It's really nice. I mean, I've cooked with tofu before. I'd go with the firm and put it in last, kind of like the egg.
Yep.
Eggplant. I'd saute up that eggplant first, so it was just about nice and soft and tender. Then add the garlic, and then add the other ingredients. You don't want to overcook it because then it just falls apart in the dish.
Yeah,
but mushrooms, you can go with mushrooms. Now there was some green onions that were going to go in right at the end.
Yep.
Correct.
Those two.
So with green onions, I don't add them at the beginning because they're a strong water base, plant, and what will happen is they'll break down and disappear into your dish. So if you add it at the end,
do you add it into the pan or do you add it as you plate?
Actually, that's a good question, Dan. I'll add like 3/4 of it into the pan, and then the rest after you blend it in. Then when you plate it, then you can toss it on top. It's a nice color contrast. And I believe we have some cilantro to add in too. Correct?
We do not have that now.
Oh, you couldn't find it?
I don't think that was on the list, buddy.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, you got screwed.
That's good. This will be
That's
good.
the best part.
Just look at it. It looks fantastic.
No, it actually does. Going for a nice tight shot. Yeah, Dan, you did fantastic. You're right.
Blend them in.
And this is a dish that you can make ahead of time if you got other things like sweet and sour chicken or a pork chop or whatever you want to make. This holds up.
Yeah, I was gonna say we were actually talking before I read and realized how much 4 cups of rice was. We were talking here about like what this would be a good side for, and I was like, chicken teriyaki. You have entire Chinese.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. And that can be, as you said, made ahead of time. Wrap it in foil, keep it warm.
Yep.
And then you can go like a half hour before you could even need to serve it. It'll hold up that well. That's a great dish to bring to a party.
Yeah.
And you could put some grilled chicken on top.
It travels well.
Yeah, it does. And you see how by using that type of rice that you used, it flakes off. It doesn't get all clumpy and mushy.
We don't want mushy.
No. So remember what our cause is. It's for the Rhode Island hospitality, folks.
Link in the bio.
Link in the bio. Go donate. Help out. I know a lot of people out here in California were wondering what the heck can we do. So Friday we're supposed to open up a few things here. I'm not quite sure how much is going to be opened up, but my heart really goes out to my friends here. We're actually doing a fundraiser here on my podcast. I got the Quick Tap Rugby podcast. So we're raising money for the San Diego Food Bank. And the amount of money, they go through 28 million pounds of food a year. So that's a regular year. Now with all these people out of work, oh my gosh, all I see on TV are the lines of cars waiting to get food for their family, and it breaks my heart.
Yep.
It's
only getting worse for the time being, so we're trying to do all we can to help both causes.
Well, that's it, and this is a great cause, and I do thank Nicolette and you, Dan, for bringing me in on this because it's something that could be a lot of fun. Hey, I wanted to show you one last thing.
Yep.
If I could plug something here.
Of course.
A friend of mine in Hawaii has a product that's called Fog Safe Drain Guards. So all these people at home cooking, so if you cook anything in fat, like you're cooking up bacon or whatever, what do you do with the fat? You put it in a jar, Nah, forget about it. You don't throw it down your drain. So this is called a drain guard. So it's made of recycled paper. It looks like a drain. Has a cotton wadding in the middle here.
Mm-hmm.
So when you finish cooking, you pour the excess grease in here. This is the stuff they use to soak up oil spills. And it absorbs in here. So you could turn this whole thing over and it won't spill out. So now you could throw it away or use it as a fire starter in your barbecue.
Yeah. I was gonna say.
Or your fire pit in the backyard. Recycle. Yeah. So it's called FogSafe. I mean, you can get them on Amazon.com.
I'm gonna say that guy was the best. We talked to him about doing some promoting, or I did like months ago before this. And same thing. That's an awesome tip that you can just use that to start your fire.
Yeah, I think that's a really cool product, and yeah, available at Amazon.com.
We did it. How's the plating? What do you think?
You know what? I think you did great. Now, if you had some sliced avocados to go over the top, that would look pretty cool.
Spice it up.
Spice it up. I think it's great, and I think you deserve a good cheers for that, both of you. That was very nice.
Cheers to you, buddy.
So little buddy. Oh, yeah. There we go. Mm.
Cheers up.
Well, folks, after this, you can go donate, right?
Yes. So when the show ends, it'll likely give you the little icon, the profile picture for our profile. Just click that. There's a link in the bio. It'll bring you to a GoFundMe. We're trying to raise money. Again, last week we raised $210. We had a high of 64 people, or 64 people total watched, and a high of 32 at once. So we'll report back, and let's try to beat that 210.
Sounds great, and we'll be back again next week, right?
That's the plan. We'll see you next week, Wednesday at 7:30 p.m.
Where Dan's going to break down a whole side of beef. He doesn't know it yet.
We're barbecuing.
Yeah. Do you have a barbecue available?
We have a grill.
Let's do it. You want to do something outside?
Whatever you want.
I like that. Let's do that.
Let me report back on the weather before we plan for that, and then find out it's raining.
What, you don't have an umbrella?
I mean, that's true. We can put myself through the elements. If it'll raise money, I'll stand in the rain and barbecue.
There you go. There you go, with a slicker on and a flashlight taped to your head.
There you go.
That'll work, right? Well, cheers, guys. Buddy. I thank you again.
Cheers to you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see everybody next
week. Pleasure. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Ciao, ciao.